Hi, ParatimeWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday morning, September 7th. Pretty nice day here in the Mid-Atlantic region. There will be a strong cold front that will arrive later tomorrow into tomorrow night, and that's probably going to bring the best chance of showers and storms to the Mid-Atlantic region later Wednesday into Wednesday night. Some of those storms can be on the strong side, can be some brief downpours associated with that frontal passage. Much nicer weather will follow for the second half of the week and into the upcoming weekend after the passage of that cold frontal system. Let's start off with a quick look at the tropical situation. There are two systems of interest right now. First of all, is a tropical wave over the southern part of the Gulf of Mexico. It looks like it'll turn to the north and east later in the week, cut across northern Florida, and likely head on out to the open waters of the Atlantic Ocean. On its way, it's very likely to enhance the rainfall across east central Florida, all the way up to the northern part of Florida as well, as it cuts across and heads out towards the western Atlantic. Meanwhile, we have Hurricane Larry, maximum sustained winds of 120 miles per hour right now. This little dot right here is the island of Bermuda. It looks like it'll come awfully close to Bermuda over the next couple of days and then start to turn to the north and northeast, probably sideswipe Newfoundland and likely bypass Nova Scotia right here, but it certainly can have an impact on Newfoundland, especially the eastern side, over the next few days. And then we'll see in a moment, I think it'll actually end up producing some snowfall over the southern part of Greenland. But again, these are the two systems of interest. Climatologically speaking, the peak of the Atlantic Basin season is around the middle part of September, and it certainly is still active right now, but nothing all that serious in terms of a threat to the U.S. mainland. Well, let's walk through the 06Z run of the operational GFS from last night. First, we're looking at 850 millimore temperature anomalies, and for the most part, it looks like kind of a back and forth between below normal and above normal in much of the Midwest and the northeastern part of the nation. We're starting off the day here on Tuesday with below normal conditions, very comfortable conditions, as a matter of fact, for this time of the year in the Mid-Atlantic region throughout the northeast U.S. as we begin this shortened work week. Let's now move forward here. Turns a little bit warmer, more humid on Wednesday, just ahead of the next cold front. This is the Wednesday morning temperature anomaly forecast map from the GFS. Notice behind it a cooler than normal air mass cutting across the northern plains and the Great Lakes during the day on Wednesday, and that arrives into the Mid-Atlantic region on Thursday following the passage of that cold front. And again, the cold front on Wednesday could produce some strong thunderstorms in the Mid-Atlantic region along the I-95 corridor, potentially even for some heavy downpours associated with that frontal system later tomorrow into tomorrow night. Then as we go through the latter part of the week, it remains cooler than normal, really a nice air mass for Thursday and Friday, and heading right into the upcoming weekend. It'll tend to warm up some as we move through the upcoming weekend, but probably a pretty nice weekend setting up for the Mid-Atlantic region. Warm, but not overly hot. Maybe highs 80 to 83, 84 degrees on Saturday and Sunday in the I-95 corridor region. This is the forecast map for Saturday afternoon. Then it actually briefly turns warm, but then notice upstream another cool air mass, and we'll have to see if that slides across into the eastern part of Canada. This is all the way out now into the early part of next week. Well, let's take a look at the upper air pattern, and again, the threat for potentially strong thunderstorms later tomorrow into tomorrow night. This is the forecast map of the 500 millimore vorticity field. Again, these are disturbances in the upper part of the atmosphere that kind of create a spin in the atmosphere aloft, and that in turn leads to convergence down at the surface, and it's kind of where you look for storms on a larger scale basis, like a synoptic scale low pressure system, or even some thunderstorms on a more localized basis, and that will be the threat for later tomorrow into tomorrow night. And this right here, this is the upper level feature that we'll be watching for later Wednesday night. It is situated over the northern plains early today on Tuesday morning, and then watch it just drop to the south and east. It's certainly a healthy looking upper level feature right here. This is by later tomorrow evening into the overnight hours, and again, this may be the catalyst for some strong storms up and down the I-95 corridor region late Wednesday into Wednesday night, maybe even some tropical-like downpours that we experienced a week ago. Meanwhile, out in the western states, still plenty of high-pressure ridging in control, and that produces some very warm and dry conditions out across parts of the interior western U.S. Well, let's take a look at the surface forecast maps from the operational run of the GFS. We're looking at kind of a broader view here of North America because I wanted to point out Hurricane Larry and how it could end up producing snow across the southern part of Greenland in a few days or so. This is the weather pattern as we begin the day here on Tuesday morning. Let's move forward, and here is Hurricane Larry right here over the central part of the Atlantic Ocean, and upstream by this evening, that upper level feature producing some showers and thunderstorms across the Great Lakes on Tuesday evening, and that will translate to the eastern seaboard. Here's the forecast map for Wednesday evening. Cold frontal system up and down the eastern seaboard could cause some showers and thunderstorms. Probably the best chance for the heaviest rain will be on the northern side of the Mason-Dixon line, eastern Pennsylvania up to northern New Jersey, New York City, as compared with, let's say, the D.C. metro region. But even down across D.C., there can be some isolated strong storms producing some downpour activity as well. Now, here is Hurricane Larry as of tomorrow evening. This is Greenland, by the way, up in this region right here. Blue on these particular maps represent snowfall. Let's move forward here. Again, Larry comes awfully close to Bermuda, probably staying just to the east of it, but then it turns to the north and heads up towards Newfoundland, part of Canada, which is located right here. This is the forecast for Friday afternoon. Beautiful weather into the eastern half of the nation late this week following the passage of that Wednesday evening cold frontal system. Let's move forward here. Notice Larry cuts across Newfoundland, has an impact there, and heads up towards Greenland. Here we go by Saturday morning. The remnants of Larry right here in the North Atlantic, and it becomes cold enough for some snow. All this blue right here in a strong low pressure system by late Saturday night time frame, actually resulting in some snow across the southern part of Greenland. Again, those are the remnants of Hurricane Larry, which heads up to the North Atlantic after brushing Bermuda just to its east, and then impacting Newfoundland, especially on the eastern side. For the local area here in the Mid-Atlantic region, watch out for the potential of some strong storms later tomorrow into tomorrow night, and the possibility of some brief downpours. That's it for now. For ParatonWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.